Here's something that should terrify you. Right now, at this exact moment, 7B, two Spirit stealth bombers are parked at Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri. Their bomb bays are loaded with 30,000-pound massive ordnance penetrators, the largest conventional bombs ever built. Two aircraft carrier strike groups, the USS Gerald R. Ford and USS Abraham Lincoln, are circling the Persian Gulf with over 50 fighter jets. And in Geneva, Swiss diplomats are watching the clock tick down on a 2-week deadline that could decide whether your gas prices triple next month. Welcome to the Iran nuclear crisis. And if you think this is just another Middle East story you can scroll past, you're dangerously wrong. What you missed while you were watching TikTok. Let me take you back to June 22nd, 2025. Most Americans were grilling burgers and planning 4th of July parties. But at 11:47 p.m. Eastern Time, something happened that changed everything. Operation Midnight Hammer began. 7B, two bombers launched from Missouri. 18 hours later, they reached Iran. Target: the Fordow uranium enrichment facility, buried 300 feet underground in a mountain. U.S. intelligence had confirmed Iran was weeks away from a nuclear weapon. They'd stockpiled 400 kilograms of 60% enriched uranium. That's one step below weapons grade. The bombs fell. Fordow, Natanz, Isfahan, 3 facilities hit in one night. Trump declared Iran's nuclear program obliterated. Pentagon officials were more careful, set back at least 2 years. But leaked intelligence reports told a different story. Most of that 400 kilograms of enriched uranium, Iran had already moved it. We blew up the buildings. They kept the bomb material. Fast forward 8 months. February 17th, 2026. Same diplomats. Same city. Same threats. Except this time, the stakes are higher. The 2-week deadline nobody's talking about. Here's what happened in Geneva. Trump's team, Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, were sitting across from Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi. The meeting lasted 3 hours. Both sides said progress was made. Translation in diplomatic speak: we're nowhere close to a deal. Trump's red line: zero uranium enrichment. Iran's red line: our ballistic missile program is off the table. These two positions don't just conflict, they're on different planets. And here's the kicker. Iran said they'd come back in 2 weeks with detailed proposals to close the gaps. 2 weeks. Mark your calendar, March 3rd, 2026. Sound familiar? It should. Because in June 2025, Trump gave Iran a 60-day ultimatum. On day 60, the bombs dropped. An unnamed Trump advisor told reporters, "The boss is getting impatient." Some people around him are warning against war with Iran, but I think there's a 90% chance we see kinetic action in the next few weeks. Senator Lindsey Graham said strikes could happen in weeks. Israeli officials? They're preparing for war scenarios within days. Why this actually affects your life? Okay, you're thinking, but I don't live in Iran. Why should I care? Here's why. The Strait of Hormuz. It's a 21-mile wide waterway between Iran and Oman, and 20% of the world's oil flows through it every single day. If Iran closes that strait, and they've threatened to do exactly that, oil prices don't just rise. They explode. We're talking $200 plus per barrel. Your gas tank? That's $8 to $10 per gallon. Overnight. Inflation? You thought 2023 was bad. This would make that look like a minor inconvenience. But it gets worse. Saudi Arabia, UAE, Egypt, Turkey, they're all watching. If the US strikes Iran again, some of these countries might decide they need nuclear programs too. We're not just talking about one crisis. We're talking about a Middle East nuclear arms race. Carnegie Endowment experts wrote this in a recent report. A U.S. strike could have sweeping consequences for stability in the Gulf and Middle East. Particularly, it could accelerate the Iran-Israel conflict, trigger mobilization of Iran's proxy network, and speed up nuclear proliferation in the Middle East. Translation: we're not talking about a quick bombing mission. We're talking about a potential regional war that could drag on for years. What actually happened last time? Let's zoom back to June 2025, because most people missed what really went down. The operation started June 13th when Israel launched Operation Rising Lion. Surprise strikes on Iranian military leaders, nuclear scientists, and the Natanz Centrifuge Center. 9 days later, the U.S. joined with Midnight Hammer. Here's what they hit. Fordow, underground enrichment facility. Natanz, main centrifuge halls. Isfahan, uranium conversion plant. Trump's claim. Iran's nuclear program has been completely destroyed. Pentagon's claim, set back at least 2 years. DIA leaked intelligence. Centrifuges and enriched uranium stockpiles were not destroyed or likely moved beforehand. Most damage limited to above-ground infrastructure, power systems, and support facilities. See the problem? We blew up buildings. But the actual nuclear material? Still out there. Somewhere. And Iran's response? On June 23rd, they fired missiles at Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar, where thousands of U.S. troops are stationed. Trump immediately called for a ceasefire. Maybe because Gulf states pressured him. Maybe because he realized Iran's counterattack could spiral into a full regional conflict. Either way, within 24 hours, Israel and Iran signed a ceasefire. That ceasefire was fragile. And now it's cracking.